What is up, guys? Talking with Tonka, episode 5. I'm here with the owner of Phlyte Nutrition, Phlyte Fitness, and Philly Gains, and it happens to be his birthday. What up, John Bennett?
Hey, first podcast.
Yeah, you've been waiting for this, huh?
Look at us, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. How old are you today?
What?
How old are you, bud?
39.
39. Nice. We're the same age now.
Shut up.
Welcome.
Thanks, man.
Welcome. Yeah, for sure. So we're going to dive right into this. How long you been in fitness?
Well, we went right in.
We went right in. I don't waste time here.
Probably since, my whole life is the cop-out answer. Mm-hmm. But into, bodybuilding the way I am, probably, man, I was a Johnny-come-lately. Probably late 20s.
Okay.
So probably 12 years.
Okay, nice. So is that kind of what made you go into Philly Gains?
Kind of. When I was growing up, I used to like supplement shops. I used to go in there and think it was like an adult books, like an adult toy store.
Right.
So when I went in there, I used to always like how it was like perfectly imperfect. Stuff was just everywhere. I would just buy your typical pre-workout protein powder and then go to the gym. But I always liked that. And there was nothing like that here when I moved down here. Mm-hmm. So I just took the biggest leap of faith anyone could ever take ever.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how Philly Gains was born.
Yeah.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go into that story? I know it's a very touching story for you.
Yeah, sure. So I never really talked about this, but Philly Gains is I got the money to start the business because my mom passed away to brain cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
And no, man, thank you. So we I had the inheritance from her, and I always wanted to run a business. I was involved. I was in a middle management, working at an ambulance company, working in middle management. Mm-hmm. And typically, in that role, some people can always be like, I can do it better. Well, I took a chance on myself to actually do it better.
Nice.
So I got the money. I had no idea what I was doing. And just decided that swim or sink. That's what's going to happen.
Right.
So I just went all in, started reading, just hustling. I just knew that...
You just knew what? yeah, just be honest, man.
Oh, yeah. So I just kind of went off on a tangent there.
Yeah.
So
you kind of just, is that what that pause was?
Yeah. So I started Philly Gains because it was kind of a way for me to always have my mom in the back of my head. It's kind of like a way that she's kind of still taking care of me a little bit because when you have a business, you hope to make money from it. Philly Gains was a family job. My sister was an investor. Mm-hmm. Obviously I received some of the money from my mom, and then my dad helped with all the carpentry work and all that stuff. So it was like a family affair, and it was really good. And now I'm opening a new location, and it's cool because it became kind of like like the fitness hub for this area.
It definitely has.
I mean, I met you there through Philly Gains. So,
Mm-hmm.
And everyone that has come to the store has helped this new store in one way, shape, or form. So, my friend Teresa, she's a photographer. She's gonna be taking pictures of us.
Shout out to Big T.
Yes. Mike is the German painter, if you want to follow that guy.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He painted everything in the store. My buddy recommended a carpenter, an electrician. So it's still a family business, but it's just a new family.
You have an extended family. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's evolved over the time.
That's a great story, man.
Yeah.
It's funny. I got money when my mom passed away as well, and that you're looking at it. My mom helped me buy this house.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it's where moms are both with us in one shape or form. My mom helped me get this house, and she doesn't even know it.
Yeah.
It's great, isn't it? It's a great feeling.
Everybody mourns differently, and I guess we mourn kind of the same way.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely don't like talking about my feelings. It was funny. I had a guest on episode 3, my buddy Kev. He asked me, who is someone that you would want to see come to one of your gigs that isn't alive anymore, or something like along those lines. And I didn't even hesitate. My mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my mom, I was fine. I got really emotional, like, talking about it, but I was like, I think if she was still alive, she would be at like one of my bigger gigs, like standing in the middle of the crowd, like dancing her ass off. Yeah. I could just see it happening.
Mom.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny, my buddy Smooth, his parents come to his gigs, and I'm like, man, I'm so jealous. I was like, that'd be so cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? My dad's 91, so like getting him to a gig is like the hardest thing in the world. But I have a plan to get him on the field at a Phillies game this year.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so they do a Veterans Day game, and they bring a veteran from each war. And last year, I happened to be working that game, and I had no idea they were doing this, but they were bringing in, veteran from each war. They had one Korean War vet. My dad's one, too. So, like, I talked with the producers last year, and I was like, hey, can I get my dad on the field next year? And they're like, of course, you can wheel him out if you want, because he's in a wheelchair sometimes when he has to walk long distances. And I was like, yep, that's definitely happening this year. He's a big Phillies fan too. You know, he loves Reese Hoskins, and also like, it's gonna be a cool experience.
Did you tell him already you're gonna do that?
No, he doesn't know. And that it's better that way, because he'll be like, at last minute, he'll be like, no, I don't want to go. So I'm just gonna be like, Dad, I have off. I want to take you to the Phillies game. Because, like, I'm not obviously work that game. And
then you're not going to tell him that he's going on the field when you tell him?
Yeah, we're just going to go.
How's he going to take that?
Well, I guess we'll find out. It'd be like a surprise. Me and John have been friends, 6 years, 7 years? How long has Philly Gaines been open?
Like 7.5.
Yeah, so I've known you 7 years now. And I think we've been friends probably like 6. We're both wearing. I think I wear your shirts as much as you do. So we always rep each other. You're always shouting me out. You're helping me out with this podcast today, and I wanted to have
all the gym gigs.
Yeah. So moving on to my next topic is I'll jump ahead a little bit. So, what inspired you and your trainer Keith to open Alpha Phlyte Fitness in Downingtown?
So we started actually, I met Keith. He actually worked as a director of sales for a supplement company, and me owning Philly Gaines. Kind of had a relationship there. And my friend John, I asked him if he had a bodybuilding coach that I could link up with, and it turned out to be Keith. And then he would train me for competitions. One day during training, he was like, we just started talking back and forth about starting a supplement brand. And he was like, he could handle the formulations. I could give a lot of insight. He has good networking accounts across the country. He took another business to like a $3 million business just on wholesale. So
it's a no-brainer then.
Yeah, he's a weapon in the industry for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Your pre-workouts are amazing.
Thank you.
KETODJ at checkout if you guys are on their website.
Omega Sanction. But no, so we started with that. Then about 2 or 3 years later, he's like, hey, I want to talk to you. And it was another training session. And he's like, do you have any interest in starting a gym? And like, this guy's my trainer. I'm going to his house.
I remember the dungeon.
This pain cave. This dude is like militant.
Yeah.
Right. So the equipment is pristine. It's clean. So you have an idea of like the kind of guy that's going to be running this gym. I'm going to be at the store, so he's going to run the gym. And yeah, we started it. This guy is like an equipment savant. I know this podcast is about me, but business is my life, and like this guy's my business partner.
Yeah.
The guy's like a savant with equipment. We're starting to have our own equipment fabricated, so it's like
which is unreal. Some of the new pieces that I've seen on your Instagram, it's crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And then we're going to look to get another one. That's the plan. The plan is Philly Gaines, Alpha Phlyte takeover.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. So, again, what kind of made you guys go into the gym? Like, what do you see at your commercial gyms that would make you want to make your own gym and make it better?
Commercial gyms are great. I think that honestly, they offer a stepping stone, to how much you want to how far you want to take your fitness. It's like a place like Planet Fitness was.
That's where we met, actually.
Yeah, it was the first gym I ever gamed that I was at when I moved down here. And Planet Fitness is awesome in the sense that, it's 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So even if it's not your primary gym, if your gym closes, you can just go over there and get your workout in.
Right.
I don't know if that's necessarily a gym that you would stay with long term in terms of like being a primary gym, because you're going to outgrow the weight stack, and you're going to want to like grow into a new one as your journey goes. So you have like an LA Fitness. LA Fitnesses are fine. Am I supposed to be giving the names of the gyms on that?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Anyway, like a lot of times commercial gyms drop the ball for their members, right?
Right.
Ripped equipment, not fixing any equipment.
I'm dealing with that now.
Not cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe the trainers have not maybe the education that they need to really be, training people responsibly. So that's what we wanted to break away from. And like this area, it didn't really have the gym that we offer. Like, yes, we're a bodybuilding gym, but we cater to all physiques, all training levels. It's just a spot however, if you want to go train with some of the best equipment, stuff you've never seen before, like a destination gym,
right?
Like we're that. We're not going to be anywhere. If something's broken, we'll fix it in a couple days.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you ever open a gym, you'll realize how frustrating it is even more that LA Fitness or any other gym rather doesn't fix their stuff.
Yeah,
because it's inexpensive.
They have a cable row machine that's been down for like 2 months at my LA Fitness.
Yeah.
It's awful.
LA Fitness is just another term we use for a generic gym.
Yeah.
Insert name gym here.
Yeah, because me, John, and our friend Ben, we used to train at this gym 6 days a week.
Yeah.
For like 2 years. I have it's funny, I was so wrapped up in this Eagles event I had today. I didn't get the chance to post our infamous stringer picture that I post on your birthday normally.
Every birthday.
Yeah, every birthday. Me and John happened to wear the same stringer to the gym one day, and he was so mad because we both didn't have an extra shirt.
God damn it,
But so, and I find astonishing is that when you opened this gym, it was during COVID, like COVID times.
Yeah.
So was that a hard thing for you?
We were scared. Am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah.
We're scared shitless. I was scared shitless. We were trying to be as strategic as possible. And what I mean is we weren't going to not be open.
Right.
No disrespect to anyone's point of view. We just believe that we were going to operate responsibly as a business.
And you definitely did. Yeah.
And we strategically placed the gym in an area, has 0 foot traffic. It's kind of like off the beaten path.
It's like kind of like my house. It's like in the cut.
I don't even know how I got here. But we were strategic. We just placed in a spot not many people were going to go to. And then we just relied on promoting and word of mouth to get people to go. But yeah, we disconnected the phones.
Right. Yeah.
We were operating in silence, no radios in the gym, no posting about it.
What I find astonishing is because you guys opened in that time, how your member growth since then has tripled?
Yeah, since then. So obviously, well,
even then you had 90 people?
We had a huge uptick in members during COVID because we were operating when a lot of gyms weren't.
Right.
We didn't go to war about it.
Right.
On social media. We just
for sure.
operated. If people got sick, guess what? They stayed home.
Right.
And it was
exactly.
Cool. Everyone respected the situation.
Right. Exactly.
But we actually started really taking off this past year.
When the Edition opened, right?
Yeah, man. And we started caring about social media.
Yeah.
So he and I are almost anti-influencer, excuse me.
Yeah. You guys are them now.
Yeah. I know.
You are an influencer. As much as you hate it, you and Keith, so if you guys don't know, I'll put it in the description on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify, but on YouTube, it'll be on your screen. Right, I'll put it on right now, and I'll also put it on at the end of the video and in the description. Follow Phlyte Fitness on Instagram. There's some underscores in there, so make sure you click on the right one, then it's in the description here. But their content is great. It goes from serious training videos, describing equipment, and they have these funny videos. They're actually pretty hysterical. You'll see John as a barbarian in one.
We dressed up like pro wrestlers. We did a full wrestling shoot.
Yeah. It's really good. And what
He
is
shot a
flamethrower, right?
flamethrower one.
Yeah.
We did a Miami Vice gig.
Yeah. So like what I like about that is it shows your guys' personality and how it's like, fitness is a serious thing, but you don't have to be serious when you're a gym owner.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You guys have a personality.
Unfortunately, like we both have bodybuilding backgrounds, and bodybuilding is like a solo sport.
Right.
I don't care that there are teams out there. It's a solo sport, if you even consider it a sport. But what I'm trying to say
definitely
is like it lacks personality. There are not a lot of people in the fitness industry that have personality. I thought it was an important thing to kind of show our personalities, aside from also being knowledgeable, and that it's really paid dividends. So,
For sure. So since you guys opened 2.5 years, is it 2.5 years you've been open now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2.5 years, how many members do you have now?
We teeter around 700 some.
Whew. That's amazing.
And for like our location too. I mean, you're not getting foot traffic, so it's all been like promotional.
And how many of those are full members, not transient members? So John offers a 3 time a month for people that like the destination gym kind of deal, but like how many full-time members is that?
Jeez, Eric, we're really digging into the numbers here, brother.
Just trying to catch you off the cuff.
So we do have a transient membership is what we call it.
That's my membership, by the way.
Yeah, so say for like what we were just talking about, backtracking to like if you are a member at an LA Fitness, but you want to come to our gym because it is a little bit of a drive from the city. You want to come to our gym on the weekends when you have more time.
Right.
Because we have specialized equipment. Well, and plus like I own Philly Gains in Philly, so people there are going to be like, where's your gym at?
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was fair to charge a full-time membership. Listen, if you're not going to be a full-time member, they're not going to charge you full-time membership rate.
I love that. Yeah.
Same thing, like a lot of gyms have models where like they want you to be fat. They want you to be lazy.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have a pizza night.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be the night you go to that gym. But like if that gym that has like 5,000 members and everyone shows up, they're going to get shut down.
Yeah, for sure.
So like the gym model to be actually ultra successful is like your members don't all show up.
No. I know that.
We have active members showing up all the time, and it's awesome to see that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Real lifters.
So do you have off the top of your head a number of full-time members at your gym? So I know
we obviously have more full-time members. I would say it's like a 600 to like 100.
Wow, that's great, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing to watch you grow since, I was a part of, doing all the audio and now security footage cameras inside that gym. So watching you evolve from, I was there helping put floors down, bring weights in. I was part of that moving crew.
Yeah.
So like seeing you go from literally, a one-sided gym with 2 rooms to now like a warehouse full of equipment.
And we're looking to expand again.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Watching that evolve, man, it's nuts. It's actually it's very inspiring to anybody that's looking to open a business. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, because before you opened the gym, you and Keith had the supplement company, Phlyte Nutrition. That's where the name kind of from the gym came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
it's under the umbrella.
Right. So Phlyte Nutrition, right? So what spawned that? Were you finding like in your pre-workouts and your non-stims now that you have, which is great. I use it every day. It's called Pump Action. KETODJ, check out.
My God.
Yeah. So what kind of branched off for you, made you guys do that? Were you finding that supplements that you were taking weren't good enough?
So there was a supplement or a pre-workout that I used to take. It was called No Rep Left Behind. Mm-hmm. Philly Gains OGs are going to know what that one was all about.
Right.
That thing was amazing. When I wasn't able to sell that anymore, every other pre-workout that I was finding, they're all good, but what's good is subjective to the user, and to me, nothing was like satisfying what I was looking for in a pre-workout.
Okay.
So he and I just kind of brainstormed that. We talked about it. The guy formulated for his old brand.
Are we allowed to say the brand?
No, I won't.
Okay. I know the brand.
Look it up.
300.
So I mean, he was like, I can do something. So we looked into it. We linked up with a manufacturer, put something together, And we started with like 120 units of one flavor of one pre-workout. An investment of like $4,000 total between he and I.
Right.
And now we have like 7 products. We actually made part of the gym a little warehouse.
Yeah, you had to.
It's filled up. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, what being
made us do that though is because we found that there was a hole that we avoid in the market that like we both worked in.
Right.
And we wanted to like make something where the ingredients are all effectively dosed, where we're using the trademark variants of the ingredients versus like generic stuff.
Right.
Just like brand integrity. Like, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
And we're compliant with the FDA. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, this is one of the other reasons why I want to have you on. It's very inspiring to see someone start a nutrition store, you know, 7 years ago, and now he owns 3 businesses, and they're all successful. It's amazing. It's an amazing story.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, being your friend and being a part of, like, you know, taste testing and, you know, being a part of helping, you know, anything you guys need at the gym. Like Keith called me the other day because he thinks the amp's going to blow up, and you're like, you know, he just wants to upgrade, basically, is what he's doing. But
he fixates.
Yeah. But it's definitely a cool experience, like being able to be your friend and watch you grow like that. It's just amazing. Thanks, man. Yeah, for sure.
It was like, to go back, it was when I lost my mom, something clicked. Something where I think it's like, you know, I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah.
You just felt like the safety net was gone.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
So, like, there is no, I'm going to go back to my parents if this doesn't work out.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
You don't have a choice.
So I'm going to hustle my ass off.
Yeah.
So I just worked harder than everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, I've like sacrificed everything, birthdays, holidays, everything to make sure that this business is going. Like, it is my kid. Like, I don't have a kid. I don't know what it's like to feel like a kid, but I can imagine that this is the closest that it is.
Yeah, no, it's your baby for sure. You know, all like now you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
What's it like having 3 kids, John?
I don't know. That's my husband, Keith.
That's actually pretty good. Maybe I should have Keith. I should have had you both on.
Oh, dude, we would have never talked about anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
That guy.
Oh man, he's a funny guy. Maybe I will have him on eventually.
Good luck.
Good luck locking him down.
Take like psychedelic drugs when you like have him on there, just because it's going to be so fun to listen to his life with him.
Yeah, for sure.
My God.
So, tell me about, you know, if young Johnny Gaines, you know, maybe 18-year-old Johnny Gaines was looking at you now, what do you think he would think of you?
He'd be like, holy shit, you made it. I was a mess back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, total mess. I was like every kid. I'm from Northeast Philly. Northeast Philly kids like to drink in the woods when they're growing up, at least in my generation. That's what we used to do all the time, man.
Yeah.
So like fitness wasn't a priority then. Like I played like recreational sports and stuff like that, but I was never like what I am now. It was crazy. A girlfriend dumped me, and I was just depressed, man. I was so depressed. So my buddy took me training at the gym, and I just felt so good every day. And it's almost like the gym and bodybuilding I owe so much to. Like it got me out of that funk when I lost my mom.
Yeah.
I got 3 successful businesses within that industry. Mm-hmm. And bodybuilding is like, man, I shouldn't get bitter sometimes when like influencers are on doing stuff on Instagram. Yeah. But I do. Yeah. I really do. Yeah. But I shouldn't. Yeah. But I do.
Yeah.
But, you know.
So you think 18-year-old Johnny Gaines would be like, he'll be like, holy shit, I made it.
Yeah, dude.
That's what's up. And
that kid was not right.
That kid was not right. No. I know, because I know back when I was 18, I wasn't thinking about that. But just to backtrack a little bit,
did you like DJing back then?
When I was 18, no, I was a full-time breakdancer at that time. Oh. When I was 18, coming out of high school, I didn't go to college right away. I went into like construction, and I was working like as a laborer in the construction sites and stuff. And I didn't start DJing until I was like 23. When I got hurt breakdancing, but I was getting paid to dance in nightclubs, like breakdance in nightclubs as a party motivator. And That's what got me into DJing.
What's a party motivator?
So actually my job
Is that like you're the first guy on the dance floor?
pretty much, and I would dance to, a break dance, and then my other part of my job was to dance with girls and pour them shots all night.
Okay.
On like this. You ever been to Tiki Bob's back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the party motivator there. They was called the party boy.
So it was called you were called a party boy or a party motivator?
Well, the job title on my job title for the corporate was party motivator, but my name was the party boy.
What did you wear as the party motivator?
I had Hawaiian shorts and a tank top.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
Sneakers?
Yeah, I
flip-flops?
I wore
Did you do a
Sauconys.
flip-flop?
I wore Saucony Jazzes. Like you're a big so I got John in the sneakers kind of. So but those Sauconys that you have, I had the original pairs.
How do we know that we call it Saucony and not Saucony?
I can go on some Google website and show you.
Okay.
So I learned it from.
You would Google?
I don't know how we would Google that, to be honest, but there's a sneaker influencer. I call him an influencer. His name's Sneaker Grandpa, and he's the one that got me into like runners like you see up there. They're just made out of high quality materials and this, that, and the other thing. And I heard him on a YouTube short saying Saucony. And I was like, is this right? Like, why is he saying that? Saucony sent me this. Saucony sent me that. And I'm like, what is this right? So I would keep researching it. It's Saucony.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that at first. John's wearing Nikes today.
Should have known better.
I know, right?
Challenge Eric on sneakers.
Yeah, no. But that's what got me into DJing, is working at Tiki Bob's. I was 23 years old, and here we are 16 years later, and I'm still here. So, but just to backtrack a little bit, like how you were saying, like Philly Games and all these companies are like your children.
Yeah.
And if you didn't make it, you had nowhere to go back to. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? I have nowhere to go now. I can't go back to my dad's. I way too much shit. So it's like, we can't move back to my dad's.
Like, look at what you have going on. You just DJ'd for the Phillies this summer.
Yeah.
You just had a
Well, that's what I was saying. I have to make it
Atlantic
work.
City residency.
Yeah, I have to make it work now.
You DJ'd at the best gym on the East Coast, at least.
Yeah.
Fitness. You've
Yeah,
done that
for sure.
a couple times.
Yeah.
Get out of here, you.
Every big party.
My God.
And I think someone from your gym, I just got an email today, recommended me to DJ the grand opening of this F45 that's opening up there.
I love it.
Yeah, somebody from your
It's probably Reba.
gym. So that girl just followed me today, so maybe it was her.
Yeah.
So I came highly recommended, they said.
Love that. Keep
Hopefully-
the money in the circle, bro.
Hopefully they don't turn down the rate I sent them.
I love that.
Because
I hope this airs after you DJ there, or are you agree?
I know it's definitely not going to air. It airs tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Oh, my.
Yeah, for sure. So outside of, I know you, with knowing you, I know you don't have a lot of free time, but what does Johnny Gaines like to do when he's not training?
Oh, man, I'm a huge comic book nerd.
Yeah? What got you into that?
Well, I don't know, man. I remember my first memory was if I was good when my mom was grocery shopping as a kid, like grocery stores used to have comic books like right at the end caps of each register.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I would just be like waiting in line. I'd pick up the comic. Yeah, it's not red.
Of course not. Go ahead. Thanks for telling me.
Episode 5. Episode 5.
So if you were good, your mom would buy you a comic book.
Yeah. So it started off Superman. That was the same year where Superman died. So it was this awesome storyline, and comic books pick up where the last issue left off. So I wanted to, they always leave with a cliffhanger. So I wanted to see what happened. So that would be the one comic, and then it went. I just locked in the Superman.
Isn't that spawned into what? Marvel and maybe Avengers, like into the Avengers, or you stay DC?
Yeah, listen, I think good storytelling is good storytelling, so I'm not going to be like I like DC or I like Marvel. Marvel's certainly killing it with the movies. The comics didn't really talk to me as much. Comics, to me, Marvel comics are like men trying to play God.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's actually a really good way of looking at it.
And DC is like gods trying to act like men.
Okay.
Humans. But I just love storytelling. Like, I have a very vivid imagination. If you guys watch or follow Phlyte Fitness, a lot of the stuff that we've done, like, I sit down and like script that.
Yeah.
I like doing that stuff. I'm a big pro wrestling fan too.
My brother is too.
I'm not a fan of bodybuilding. Like, I don't follow bodybuilding.
Oh, wow. So you don't follow, like,
I got into physiques because of, like, growing up in the 80s. You had, like, Stallone, you had Arnold, and, like, I would be watching all these movies with my dad. Then I got into pro wrestling, and it's, like, all these, like, jack dudes just kicking ass, man. So.
And look at you. You look like a wrestler.
Thanks, man. I'm like a baby Goldberg.
Yo, that's actually a really good. Yep. Thanks. I would say that.
Thanks.
You have a better beard, though.
He had a nice beard.
I don't know. You got a pretty good one going.
Thanks, man.
So it's funny. Anytime I have a question about a Marvel movie, I just go to John because he knows the answer. You're like the king of anything. I want to say comic book related movie.
Dude, you know what's interesting about that?
What?
I was intimidated. You know, people are like, I'm intimidated to go into Philly games sometimes because they see me, but they don't know me.
Yeah.
Or if like someone's intimidated to go to a gym.
Right.
Phlyte Fitness. I was intimidated to go into a comic book store.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you didn't think you know enough?
I didn't think I'd be accepted. So I thought I was like,
wow.
Talking to you,
right?
I probably sound like
you look like a nerd,
the biggest comic book nerd ever, right? Because I can but I can only tell you like you know, one-off characters and stuff. I can tell you like how they were created, how they started, what their story is, but I can't tell you like in SU 197, like, and that's what like these guys are killing it. Yeah, and no disrespect to them.
Yeah,
but I was like going in like, man, these guys are gonna think I'm such a poser.
Right. So
just
that
like walking in there,
going off of that, I kind of had a thing yesterday when I was nervous like that. So I was asked to be on a Fox Sports show to talk about the Eagles.
Yeah,
I was terrified because like these guys, they live and breathe sports. So they knew like percentages, yardages, and all these things of these players. And then I'm like, I really hope they don't ask me anything like that.
Did you expect to be asked questions like that?
I didn't know what to expect, but on my way there, I was listening.
Think they're going to be like, Eric, what do you think the passing percentage?
No. I didn't. I knew that wasn't going to be. I knew why I was there. So I was there to talk about like the tailgate videos I've been doing and like the Phillies like DJ kind of thing. So I knew I was kind of like there to like lighten the mood, kind of. So it's not like so nerdy. I'm assuming, like you know, like I shouldn't say nerdy. That's not the right word because yeah.
Straight.
Like straight to the point. You know what I mean?
Like the facts.
I was hoping I was there.
In the mood.
Yeah, right. Because they were, you know, talking, like I said, percentages and stuff. I'm like, holy shit. But on my way there, I was listening and it was like a bunch of guys just having a convo. So I was like, oh, good. I'm going to walk in here. I'm going to feel great. You know what I mean? I did. I actually winded up knowing the player that was on. I wound up knowing that the player, he was on the Saints. I actually did an event with him at the auto show a few years ago. So I wound up knowing him, and then some of the guys in there knew me from other people, and then I knew the host. So it was like when I walked in, I felt like I was just hanging out. So it was like, is that how you feel now walking into a comic book store?
No.
So
I only go to one.
Okay.
Keeps and Cows in Northeast Philly. We're just dropping everything.
Yeah.
Sponsor me.
Yeah, sponsor him.
But no, so I go there. My buddy Duke is there. Yeah, we actually have the same birthday, so happy birthday. He was just like, he's a super cool guy. He kind of looks like a kid, like maybe like I would pick on or something in high school, but no, he's like, he was super chill. And yeah, now I'm an accepted member of the community.
I love that, man.
Thanks, man.
So I know I already said this, but if I have even a question about like that new the new like Game of Thrones, I feel like you know the answer to that kind of stuff too. Is that because of stuff that you watch on YouTube and like listen to that you know the answers to that?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, I asked you about like House of Dragon.
Do you think because I like comic books that I would know about Game of Thrones?
We talked about it because you watch it.
Listen. Game of Thrones is not my kind of nerdom.
Right, but I feel like when I had questions about it, you knew the answers, like for House of Dragon at least.
Yeah, I was watching House of Dragon, but it's not my like go-to.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like deep dive into.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I'm saying is like even something way left of that. I'm like, I'll be asking you questions, and you're like, well, I think it's probably because blah, 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 blah.
I love like structure. I love storyline. I love thinking like, you know, like the hero's journey. So like, okay, what did he have to do here? And then like, what did he have to do there? And like, why, you know, you look back on movies, like I'll look at a movie like subjectively and be like, at the end of it, and be like, all right, so what happened throughout the course of the movie that like led up to this?
Okay.
And that's where I think like how the talent is like crazy with like a director or writer. Imagine just like sitting in a room just writing.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts. I really love that stuff. I'm not like, I can't draw.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I can't sing.
Yeah. Can't dance.
Dude, please. I wish I could. That's one thing, you know what? I wish I could dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you dance at your wedding. You seemed like a slow dance anyway. You were good at that.
I think like that's every like white guys go to.
6 inch like
at
fingertips.
Like, yeah, listen, like
you can need room for the Holy Spirit.
Dance, and that's like my compromise.
Yeah.
Okay?
So to dive into your comic book nerdyism, well, I guess that's really what
Man, I love that we're talking about that. Can we talk about Superman too?
Yeah. So, what do you think about Superman? The news that they're not using the Superman that they were using. Now they're going in a different direction. They announced that he was going to be Superman. I can't. His name's I'm blanking on his
Henry
name.
Cavill.
Yeah. So I was blanking on that. But how do you think he announced that he was going to be Superman? Now he had to retract that, and now he's not going to be Superman anymore.
So that's not his fault.
Well, I know it's not. It's not.
DC had a new regime coming in. He was told by DC to make the announcement.
Right.
And that they signed him in like September. He was told to make the announcement. He did. A couple months later, all those people were fired, moved out. DC named, or Warner Brothers had a new CEO come in. He gave James Gunn, the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy and the newest Suicide Squad movie, they made him the Kevin Feige. And if you don't know who Kevin Feige is, he's the guy that basically scripts out storylines, like storyboards, the entire MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. So James Gunn was actually offered at one time. Is this nerdy enough for you?
Yes.
James Gunn was actually at one time supposed to do the Marvel Galaxy, like everything outside of the Earth. He was offered that position, but he got canceled.
Wow.
So then, anyway, it worked out. He did a DC movie. They thought he'd be the great candidate. He took over, and Henry was out because this guy, huge Superman fan, but he just has a different vision. Me personally, I love Henry Cavill. And the reason is because before my mom died, the last film we watched was Man of Steel. She liked Kevin Costner growing up. Well, while I was growing up, she liked Kevin Costner. And then I like Superman. So different ways. Two different ways. No, there's anything wrong. Just do it. Yeah. But so we got to share that together. So Superman and like that movie was kind of like a mother-son movie if you watch it.
Yeah,
so like,
definitely was.
And it was a great way to like make Superman relatable today. Because like, listen, people say like Superman's too overpowered, Superman's corny. The thing you're missing about Superman is like, it's not what he can do. It's like what he chooses not to do with what he has.
Right. I've noticed
that dude wanted to, he could take over the world, but instead he chooses to like give back. You have to respect a person like that.
Yeah.
Like that's like sound corny. It's his true superpower. You can't break that guy.
So it's like having control.
Yeah. Like he lives in a world full of paper.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? What's sex like?
Yeah, a lot of paper cuts. Now that we lighten the mood, okay, we're gonna come back to the beginning now.
Got water in my eye.
Oh no, don't do that.
Water in my eye.
Thank God it's just water, not pre-workout in there.
No. Phlyte Nutrition.
Yeah, alphaflightnutrition.com, KETODJ at checkout. Make sure you reactivate that promo code because we've said it like 16 times.
Yeah. If someone uses that, I will put something special in your box. If we get one order with a KETODJ, I'll drop like an extra product in there. I just want to know. I want to make sure that we're getting this out there.
Yeah,
it's out there to the good people.
I'm going to put it in the description too. So make sure I put the
link
the website.
In the description.
Yeah, link in the description.
Yeah.
So I want to backtrack a little bit because we kind of went off on a tangent. I'm kind of glad we did because it's going to lighten the mood a little bit because I'm going to bring it back now to COVID
serious?
time. Yeah, I'm going to bring it back because this is a question. This is a question we talked about yesterday, and I told you I wasn't going to brief you, so that's why I kind of like throw these questions in there. I throw these lighten the mood questions because I'm going to reel the crowd back in now. Okay, so
this is what. Okay.
How did Philly Gaines?
Episode 5.
Yeah. How did Philly Gaines survive COVID?
I'll tell you what. Going back to like what I said, how it was. Philly Gaines was started because of my family.
Right.
it was kind of like all the family members contributing because they wanted to see me do well. And then the new store, it's like a new family. It's an extended family. Mm-hmm. So when COVID hit, people were like messaging me like, I don't even need anything right now, but tell me what to buy and I will. Or people were like, I'll buy a gift card just so you have that money and then I'll just get it like when I need it.
Right.
So it was honestly the customer base that kept the store open.
Love that, man.
We were doing deliveries. We were doing like, if you want to pick it up at the store, I'd walk out, all that.
Yeah, you dropped stuff in my car before.
Yeah, I did. And I had a mask on.
Yeah. It was like, you look like Yosemite Sam coming at you.
You varmint. Yeah. But yeah, man, that was 100% every single member, that's the gym. Every customer supporting that. That was like incredible because I'm like every business owner you heard, like they were struggling, lost so many businesses. They're like way bigger businesses than mine and like, or businesses that are set up better for success, you know, depending on like the scale of your business. I understand that, but like people doing better that were like dropping off. Yeah. And I was like, no, like this is it. This is it. Like this is my legacy. Like I'm not losing this for anything. Right. And again, like to make the earlier analogy of like businesses being like your kid, like I'm not losing my kid. Right. You know?
So if you know, someone's trying to start a small business right now in, you know, kind of where the economy is right now, it's kind of like middle way, I guess you can kind of say, right before, you know, they're talking about, you know, crash and all these things. But if you can give advice to someone that wants to start a small business, and whether it be in nutrition or they want to open like a photo booth or something, what would you tell them after what you've learned in 7 years?
Start whatever you go in the business for. Make sure you like it. Make sure you like master it. Okay. Understand that your customer is your boss. Mm-hmm. Utilize social media as much as possible. Learn it. Improve at it. I mean, if you look at the beginning Alpha Phlyte to like now, and like I'm still not the best at it, obviously. I never will be, but like continual improvement, continuous growth. And then we're actually going to do that with Philly Gains too. But anyway, and be obsessed. There's nothing wrong with being obsessed. You see a lot of people when they start businesses or something like that, you know, it's the people that talk the most that fall off the fastest. Yeah. So like, just be more like action, less.
So talk. Work in silence. Well, besides the social media,
you can talk to people, tell them what you're doing, but like if you're
boast.
blasting everything out there and like you see it, like it's like a flaming pile of shit. Yeah. It makes it very bright at first, and then it just goes out quickly. Yeah. It's nuts to me. Like, be obsessed. Social media is like your biggest friend, your
and
biggest
it's free.
supporter.
It's free.
Yeah, seriously. So like, there's no excuse that you just can't, like, you can YouTube how to do anything. Or look at other businesses and see what they're doing. Mm-hmm. You see too many gym owners now that they're like running things like it's the 80s, and it's not the 80s. It's not. So like,
it's not. Yeah.
Things are different, and like you can't expect to your gym or your business. I'm always going to talk about the gym, but you can't promote it in the same way that you did 5 years ago, because people, their interest, their attention spans are all different. Right. You have to kind of like find out what people like now and how to best reach them now. But yeah, master your craft. Be obsessed with it. Know that your customer is your boss.
Mm-hmm. That's great advice, man.
And you never like stop every single day, like sacrifice things.
Yeah. And that's what, goes back to that earlier thing when you said, treat it like your kid, because, to be a successful DJ, I have to work, when someone needs me, right? So I've said no to going to weddings, or I would go to a wedding just for a cocktail hour, you know what I mean? But I would tell them, listen, I'm not going to RSVP for the reception, but I will come to your cocktail hours. I'll come to your actual wedding, but I have to work at night. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I've missed out.
Also hard. You blew off
yes,
2 of my bachelor parties, 3 of my bachelor parties.
This is where, I'm so thankful that you kind of didn't write me off for those things, because, I've lost friends because of my schedule. And, I'll never. So John had a bachelor party in Miami, and I feel so bad for this.
No, back it up. Tell the right story. So we went on a guy's trip there to Maryland before that.
Oh, yeah. So that was the year previous.
This dude, everyone was like calling it was my bachelor party because there was a bunch of guys that I basically would have invited to my bachelor party.
Right.
But it was in New City, Maryland. Eric's like, I'm going to come. I was like, okay. And he's like, I'm going to come. And like the morning of, not going to make it.
No, I was there for one day.
He was all right. Yeah, you were there for you didn't even sleep over. You just were there for one day.
No, I stayed for one day. I left in the morning. I took the ferry back because I had to work in AC the next day.
All right, so it's one day. So then
I still came.
Pause
for one day. For one day.
So then we went to Miami, and you were like, "I'm going to catch a flight." You did buy the flight too.
Yeah, I bought it,
and then you bought another one
because So this is what happened. I was going to leave the next day after everybody else and meet them down there because I had a gig that I couldn't cancel. And then I woke up late because I DJed till 4 a.m. And then I woke up late for my flight, canceled it within the half hour. And then I rebooked another one for the next day. I was going to go down for one day. And then I winded up getting a gig and I had to cancel. And I'm thankful that you didn't really you tease me about it still to this day.
I'll always break your balls, but I'm not gonna. It's not
But because of the things you said, you understand that I have to do these things.
Well, yeah, number one, I know how it is to be a business owner. Number two, you're a DJ, so your hours of working are when everyone else is normally out.
Yeah.
So if you don't have someone that understands that, then you're a moron.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
And it's really tough for me. I find now with dating and stuff like that, people, unless they're a nurse, a woman's a nurse or something, it's they don't ever have the same schedule as me. So it's and people really can't get down with my lifestyle, I guess. And how.
Did you ever date a lady DJ?
Oof.
That probably wouldn't work.
I have it probably actually no. I can see that probably being beneficial.
Did you get jealous if she was blowing up and you weren't?
Probably, because I probably would.
Work.
I know. I probably would show her things, and then she would use my stuff. Well, actually, no. If we were in a committed relationship, I would want to see my partner succeed.
You saying that for the podcast?
No, I'm actually because I like to see my friends succeed. So today. Perfect example. It's not a female or anything, but it's he's one of my best friends. This relationship of this friendship happened so organically. It's my friend Austin, DJ Smooth. I was with him today for an Eagles event. This kid, he was balancing a day job and his wedding business, his nightlife business, and I was like, man, you're never gonna be happy till you leave your day job. And I was like, look at me. I was like, I'm thriving now. I love it. I love life. Is it hard at times? Yeah, of course. Is waiting on money a hard time? Yeah, of course. But these are
you invested in yourself though,
right? So this is what I wanted him to do, right? So I was like, Austin. I actually called him by his first name. I said, Austin, you got to quit your job. And ever since he did that, he rebranded Smooth Event Group, and this kid is taking off insane.
You got to respect that.
Yeah, his hustle is crazy. We have this thing that's called hang up and hang out because he's always on his phone because he's always working, which is I love to see it. And now he's throwing one of the biggest Super Bowl parties in Philly this weekend, and there's what did he say? It was 900 people bought tickets, and they were $150 a piece. It was open bar, free food, but the event he's putting on is insane.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be a part of it, but I had to work.
There you go.
But he's happy that I'm working, obviously. But watching him succeed was crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he invested in himself, you invested in yourself. So watching you grow, it's I feel like I surround myself with people that inspire me to be better. So I feel if I had a girlfriend that was a DJ and I showed her some things and it helped her go further, I don't think that I would be jealous in any means. That I would think I would be more grateful that I have someone in my life that is I can see grow and inspire me to be better. Right. So like, I feel like having friends like you, having friends like Smooth, my friend DJ Nine, like, you know, I have my friend Hollywood that has this crazy, you know, Photoshop, photo booth company that blows up. Like I surround myself with these people that just continue to motivate me every day.
Yeah. I think that's like people like to surround themselves with like-minded people.
Okay. Yeah.
And like it, just like how the store is now, like, listen, a lot of my friends, Anthony, I didn't say it earlier. I'm sorry, but you're not even going to listen to this anyway, Anthony. You're not. You should, but you're not. But
he actually watches the YouTube. He actually watched the YouTube because he made a crack at me for the split screen. So he has watched it.
Then I'll be expecting a text.
Yeah.
I'm sorry now. But Studio 27.
Yeah.
Anthony KETODJ, he does like all of my screen printing,
Yeah.
screen printing and logos.
He
and
made
stuff.
the logos for both these shirts.
He didn't make the Philly Games.
He didn't remake
logo.
this one?
No.
Okay.
But he made an alternate one. Anyway, him, a friend Teresa, Mike, like, I never like set out to be like, hey, I'm gonna make a bunch of friends that are like all entrepreneurs, and then we all just like link up and help each other out. But that's what happened.
Literally, that's what happened.
So like people coming in through the store, hey, you're supporting me. The least I could ever do is support you. And I'm big into like telling people too, like, hey, like I love linking people up. So
Yeah.
like, you know, you've gotten me business. I've gotten you business. Same thing with like Teresa.
Yeah.
Happy to like see that like everyone in the group, keep the money in the group.
And you know what I find, you know, because we surround ourselves with these people, I feel like we're all thrive because of it. Because we're all helping, like you said, I keep it in the family. I want to see my family succeed.
Yeah, I mean, you want to support people that support you. I mean, I know like the thing everyone wants to hear is like, you know, I support people and that's important to me. But listen, man, if you're going to support some people, and listen, I do some fundraising stuff like that, don't get mad. But you're going to support people that support you. Always.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, and that's...
And you do things without looking for like thank yous and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. But
so I went out
always.
on a limb, and I you know, because you mentioned Teresa, shout out Big T, and her boyfriend Ben. They're both really good friends of ours.
I love Ben.
Ben's like your son.
Love him.
He's like my brother too. Actually, I'll call him my cousin because we don't hang out as much anymore. But he just helped me actually go viral on Instagram. So if I wasn't for Ben, I would have never got that footage. But I went out on a limb and I threw a pop punk party. And I was nervous as hell. No one's going to show up and all these things.
A pop punk party?
Yeah. So like,
how long ago?
What was it? Last month? It was January something. I don't remember the date.
I'm a bad friend. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. That's fine.
I'd start going out.
Yeah,
I do.
You said you were gonna. You are this Saturday.
I am.
You are. You're coming to my gig this Saturday.
I am.
I know. It's gonna be great. Hopefully, there's people there. So
I'll be there.
So I threw this pop punk party. I was so nervous. And then, you know, I have supporters. It's crazy. You know, Teresa, she marked it on her calendar like a month in advance because she would make sure she wasn't working because she really wanted to be there.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's having people like that in my corner. Like, you know, I had DJs that were showing up before their gigs and like hanging out for like 45 minutes to, you know, even a half hour just to show love. And it's something I'm very thankful for that I have this circle because like I'll text everybody the next day, yo, thank you so much. If I didn't see them that night on my way out, I was like, yo, thank you so much for coming. It meant so much to me. Everybody that came in the door, I would literally play a song, go say hi and thank you so much for coming. Like as soon as I walked in, because I want them to know that I'm very appreciative for them, for their support, you know, and then, you know, it's like we talked about, like I have so many people in my corner which keeps pushing me to be better. And it's just like, it's an amazing feeling. Dude, it's crazy.
People that come into the store or like, I'll just be out somewhere, like locally. One kid, I was in a mall, I saw him wearing my t-shirt, Philly Gaines t-shirt.
What's that like?
It's humbling in some respects. I mean, it feels good, but you're also like, damn, like the idea that like someone wants to get behind something that a schmo like me built.
Yeah.
You know?
You think that's
like
why though?
Nothing. I was in the backyard drinking, thinking about like, yeah, I'm going to open Philly Gaines. And then next thing you know, I don't drink anymore. And I've been in business for like 7.5 years. It's just crazy to like when you see someone wearing it, you're like, man, like You actually woke up, saw the shirt, put the shirt on, and like you probably didn't think anything of it, but like that helps out my business. People just wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah, and it's funny. Me, Teresa, and Ben used to work out at Plymouth Meeting Edge, and I was wearing our softball. You sponsored our softball team. Me and John used to play on a softball team together, and we had these camo like shirts with like the Philly Gaines was like camoed in. It was like black, so you really couldn't see it.
It was a bad idea to get them in the summertime.
Right, but
living your
so
life.
I made
Episode
it.
5.
I made it a cutoff, and I wore it to the gym. And this kid was like, "Yo, where'd you get that Philly Gaines shirt? Like, I've never seen them have that." And I was like, "Oh, he sponsored our softball team, so you can't get these." He's like, "Oh man," and I think he actually came into the store trying to get one, and because I think Teresa wound up being in the store at the time and was like, she told me the story. And I was like, it's funny that we were out in Plymouth Meeting, which is like 20 minutes from your store, and people knew Philly Gaines. They knew that logo.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, to see that, or like we'll come out with an Alpha Phlyte t-shirt.
And your t-shirts are sick.
Thanks.
Sick.
Thank you.
Like, and that's a thing.
It's just wild thinking like someone's paying money
Right.
for something that like we just thought of.
Right. Like,
It's
yeah,
crazy.
that Ninja Turtle one is my favorite one. I love that shirt.
I like it too, man.
Yeah. So is that coming from your comic book side, like doing those kind of shirts?
Well, Keith has like a lot of input in the shirts as well. And he's like a big skull guy. So
I had to remind John to come closer to
Eric had to tell me to come closer to the microphone. I feel like I'm housing this thing.
Yeah, now you're good. Your levels are good.
Levels are great, bro. But
That's
anyway,
a conversation for another day.
what were we talking about?
So the shirts.
Comic book.
The
Yeah,
comic,
so listen.
was that with the comic books and inspiration? You said Keith.
Alpha Phlyte is like 100% like team up. It's like both of our voices go into everything.
Love that.
The best part about, anyway, like going back to Keith. So we're both, I would say, alpha male, but we have enough respect for one another that like you never scream or yell or get mad at someone. If there's an issue, you just talk about it like two grown adults.
Yeah.
And we've always had that like mutual respect. So yeah, that's important too, man. If you ever get in business with someone, don't get in business with like a friend. Get in business with the person you can do the most business with.
Right.
Not the person you're going to have like, that's going to be your best friend. Because a lot of times if people are the same as you, then you both have the same pros and cons. If that's what you're doing, you can be really good at something and fail at something like social media.
Yeah.
But be really good at like sewing a shirt. But like if you are the best shirt sewer in the world, no one's going to know unless you know how to promote it. So like you and your friend are going to have a whole closet full of sewn shirts, but not know how to sell it. So like get in the bed, get in the business, do whatever with someone that fills your holes.
Pause.
Fills your void.
Right.
Fills your deficiency.
Okay, so now I know you probably forgot, but I know you didn't bring your favorite pair of shoes, so I'll go back. I asked you to have two questions ready for me. Do you have one for me?
No, I don't.
All right. So can you think of anything off the top of your head that you don't know about me that you want to know?
Yeah. So.
Uh-oh. He cleared his throat.
For those of you that don't know,
oh, God.
Eric had a huge glow up. He started working out with me. We became buddies. And then he was like, I'm going to try this diet. And it was the keto diet. Now,
I have input on that.
Eric is not someone... Eric does what Eric wants to do.
Facts.
So he'll be like, no, I'm not eating this diet if I gave him like a diet to do. But like longevity is the key, right? So like I don't think you can do keto for the rest of your life. So anyway, what's like the plan? What's the goal for longevity purposes?
So after our we and John had a conversation yesterday, and so starting Monday, I'm gonna go back kind of to what you and Keith like made for me, because keto is not a thing for me anymore. As I am going on this fitness journey, I'm noticing that my body's hungry for other things. You know what I mean? Other kind of foods, right? So like I don't want to stick to keto anymore. So I need to find something else that I want to stick to. Keto was my big part of my life for the last 6 years.
Which is crazy, right? Because that was like a safety blanket for you.
Yeah.
If you got off keto, You went like right back on.
Yeah, and I think I'm ready now to make that choice. Where I think
That's huge.
Like last year when Keith made me the plan and me and you went over it. Like I feel like I wasn't ready because I saw a lot of things on there that I was afraid to eat because I didn't like it or I was afraid to try it. So starting Monday, it's gonna be chicken, broccoli, and I like cauliflower rice.
Listen,
a little better.
we can go over hacks.
Yeah, so I definitely want to. I'm gonna go back to kind of like a minimalistic plan that Keith made me. I'm gonna kind of try to steer towards it, but I'm gonna. Are you
gonna quit drinking?
I'm gonna do my best. I'm sponsored by a company, so it's really hard not to. I didn't show you all the liquor they sent me downstairs.
Gotta quit drinking. It's the worst.
Well, for the first 14 days, for sure, it's gonna be, because that's the big thing with any diet. It was like what a lot of people I tell on keto is like for the first 14 days, you definitely can't have a drop of alcohol because that one slows down the fat burning process and everything. So now if I'm switching my diet, my body's going to retain all this water. And what does alcohol do? Helps you retain water. All these things. So I'm like, I definitely, for the first 14 days, I'm not going to do it. Well, I'm going to try my best not to.
You better not be coming in the store with McDonald's.
Yeah, so that's one thing about keto is I can get like
you did that on your own too, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm just going to learn how to do this. My man's sitting out here with like a pound of bacon, just withering away.
Yeah, and now, what's funny, I see myself now, and I can't ever get back to that point. And I think that's what's steering me away from keto so much. I can't lose weight anymore. I stopped drinking for 14 days when I went back on the keto, and I couldn't lose weight.
Well,
and you said it's because my body's probably used to it by now.
No, I mean, there's a lot of variables. I don't know specifically because I'm not looking at like your diet, but I mean, you don't have the best sleep schedule.
No, and I know
so that definitely holds against you. I know you don't drink enough water.
Yeah.
You said you don't drink, and I know you don't drink as much as like probably I would imagine someone in your field drinking.
Yeah.
But alcohol is like the worst thing you can do for weight loss.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know that like you like a good like Parmesan sandwich.
Oh God, I know.
I know you.
And that's what I think I'm at the point in my life now, especially like, going on dates and doing these things. I have to I don't want to say no to myself anymore because before I was so strict. I wouldn't go out to eat. If we went out to eat, I would make sure they had like wings and like burgers and all these things that I could eat and make keto friendly. And I don't want to say no to myself anymore. I feel like I'm 39 years old, gonna be 40 in November. I think it's time to start living my life a little bit.
Well, listen, discipline is everything.
Right.
And planning helps.
Right.
So if you're going somewhere and you're like, all right, like write everything out that you have to do.
Right.
I know that you have time at some point in the day to like prep. I'll show you hacks to help you get some flavor, but there's going to be some adjusting. Use that diet just to get down to where you want to be, and then we talk about sustainability because you're not going to be eating grilled chicken every day for the rest of your life.
No.
Nobody does that.
No.
People always celebrate getting to their goal weight and then never think about what they're going to do after. The thing is, like, you should kind of figure that out because we as Americans, fattest country in the world.
Yeah.
Everything we reward, like, kids for, ourselves for, and like, listen, it's my birthday. I'm going to have some cake. You know what I mean?
Carrot cake?
I'm a chubby boy, but
carrot cake.
All we do is like, it's your birthday, cake. Yeah. Easter, chocolate. Halloween, candy.
Yeah.
Everything we reward is like you're getting a cake, everything, right? So like we associate food with reward or reward with food.
I think that's why I have a bad relationship with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's first world problems, but like, damn. It's just crazy. Like people are like, the way that I eat is like weird to people. Mm-hmm. I eat healthier than everyone else, and I'm weird.
I'm weird,
you know.
So, but the reason why, like, say for instance, I go on a date with a girl, right, and I'm on like a normal plan where I'm eating like a steak, some broccoli, some rice. I can get that at a restaurant as a meal.
Yeah, well, you want to look up like where you're going,
right? Yeah,
ahead
exactly.
of time,
and
be like, I can eat there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like don't like live life.
Right. Before I couldn't
get to a point where like, okay, I'll have like 2 cheat meals a week, right? I mean, you got a date, use that as a cheat meal. Have rules to your cheat meal. Yeah. Make sure they have things like you're not just getting like pizza.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing for it.
Yeah.
Get like protein, carbs, and fats.
So I
on one
probably
meal.
could stick on keto and do these things, but I don't think I want to anymore. And now that,
I think you could lose weight if you wanted to. I think I could fix you. We should just like vlog that.
You fixing me?
I'll just Eric fix John 12-week transformation, and I'll change your body.
I love that for me. Yeah,
I will train you. I will.
I think starting Monday, like I said, I'm going to be eating real basic. Just trying to get on a basic, bodybuilder kind of diet just in the beginning. I'm not going to be focusing too much on how many carbs and all these things. Actually, the carbs part, I'm probably going to keep pretty low still, just till my body gets used to them.
Don't start so low, because there's the cookie cutter rule is like, if you're not losing weight and you're trying to, and you haven't been for a couple weeks, you either increase level of activity or you decrease food.
Yeah.
If you're already at such a low place with your food, there's nothing to take from.
Right.
Your body's going to acclimate. Your body's resilient as hell.
Yeah.
So don't. And I know you, because you're going to say like carbs are terrifying, but
they are very terrifying.
I'll have 36 abs on my show day. Look up the competition photos, and I'm eating lots of carbs.
I'll put one in the center of the screen.
Like, wow.
Wowzers, Batman.
Yeah, but no, seriously, like carbs, there's just different kinds of carbs. Like there's different kinds of fat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think anyone of us necessarily has a healthy relationship with food.
Mm-hmm. It's terrifying, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try something different, even if I
have
keep
another
it.
question.
Okay.
I thought of it.
Okay.
In my brain hole.
All right.
So is what you're doing now, is there like, because you're making some waves. So like, are you trying to capitalize on this and like maybe start your own thing? Like, I know you have your own business.
You talking about the podcast?
No, DJing.
So I have dove into a couple other markets. I have a meeting next week to take over bookings of
Christians academies.
Yeah. So I have a meeting next week to take over bookings at this one venue that I play at, which I'm super stoked about, because that's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Because I feel like I used to do the bookings at my brother managed a bar, so I used to do the bookings there, and it was very successful. And the GM of the place I'm going to is friends with my brother. He was working at the bar when I was doing this, so he knows that I have talent of picking talent. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And one of the things at this bar is they lack consistency. Their DJs are very inconsistent. They inconsistent playing styles. So it's like I feel like I can help them in that realm. LLCing Slice of Entertainment. That's my wedding kind of business that I started, because I started diving into more of the private.
Your last name is Vanderslice.
Yeah, so I'm trying to run with that. So Slice of Entertainment, I LLC'd it. I'm making it a brand.
Good.
So I want to make it kind of like how my buddy Smooth did the event group. I want to make sure it's in the nightlife, it's in the private parties, it's in the weddings, it's in the booking talent. So it's like I feel like Slice of Entertainment is broad enough of a statement that I can give you a slice of entertainment. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Yeah. I wish, because like people always like my names, like Vanderslice. They love it. They love Tonka. Yeah. So Tonka.
KETODJ.
Yeah. So what are we going to change the promo code to? Just keep it KETODJ. We'll just keep it KETODJ for at least a couple weeks for this episode to be out there.
Muscle DJ.
Musclehead. But yeah. So to answer your question, I dove into DJing again full time last March, so it's been a year now almost, and I don't see myself stopping. So music, this podcast, anything to do with my voice, my abilities, I'm diving into myself now. I'm investing in myself.
You're very good at talking in social circles.
Okay, I like that.
I think that like the TV stuff is like good for you. That's like right up your alley.
Yeah, and it was funny. I was on that radio show yesterday, and I felt so comfortable talking. And I don't even know how many people heard it. Like I have no idea how big their fan base is, but it's Fox Sports, so it's got to be pretty big, I would assume. So I know it's locally, it's Philly area, like tri-state. So like Trenton, it goes all the way up to Trenton and comes down here to Delaware, I think somewhere. So I'm pretty sure people heard it, and people heard me talking. They asked me about the Phillies and the tailgate videos I've been doing, and I just felt so comfortable talking to people. And I winded up leaving there, and the guy wants me back and wants me to talk. So me investing in myself, I started this podcast to get used to talking to people, because eventually I would like this show to be big enough where it can be on a radio show, like a radio thing. And I really hope this could spawn into that, like where we're in a studio, we're not in my house. You know what I mean? You came to the studio to talk to me.
Yeah.
That's my goal, is to take this to a studio and I'm actually in a radio station. That's the goal of this podcast anyway. So that's me investing in myself, basically.
So when I grow up, I'm going to buy a house that I'm going to turn the garage into a studio. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to talk about stuff that is not fitness related.
Okay. We have actually had this conversation.
So many goddamn things in my life that are fitness related.
Yeah.
Even public speaking, though, because that's going to help me too. Like public speaking, I'm terrified of doing it.
Yeah.
Like doing the videos and stuff, I hate it.
That was one of my best classes in college.
I hate being in like front of the camera. I
love it. Yeah.
Hate being in front of.
Is it still on? Is it still blinking? Okay, good.
Well, like it's like I'm so scared. Like I wasn't scared to come here because I'm just looking at like I'm just talking to you.
Yeah. So if I was in a studio setting at like iHeartMedia, say,
if there were like other people around,
no, it's still me and you, but we're in a professional studio.
Yeah. What about it?
Like Joe Rogan's podcast. Like if you came into that, would you be nervous? Because there's a producer there.
That's what I mean.
It's not just me.
If I was like doing, I don't know what, like, yeah, I would be terrified.
Yeah.
I'd be terrified.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that when that day comes, you'll be my guest on one of those shows, and then we can go from there. So to round out the podcast, this episode 5 with my buddy John Bennett.
Episode 5, and that's my favorite number.
Yeah. So wow, that's really.
Yeah, that was my soccer number playing when I was playing.
Oh shit!
I used to play soccer until I was like.
So this is
15.
kind of like the universe putting you in my path here. Well, episode 5.
Yeah, episode 5 on my birthday.
Yeah, on your birthday. Holy shit!
Come on.
So
did you know it was my birthday today?
Yeah.
When?
When Teresa posted it on Instagram.
See, you forgot.
I did forget. It was
your birthday. You've been forgetting a lot of people's birthday recently.
I have.
I'm going to need you to be a better friend.
I know.
I had to remind you about
You know what's funny? It wasn't even in my phone. My phone asked me to update your contact info.
Oh, really? It's your phone's fault? Been friends. You just went on here and you were telling people like we've been friends for like 6 years.
Yeah, but
Facebook
usually reminds me, but I haven't been on there. I wasn't on there all day because I was working.
Oh, so then you need to think how it affects your friends.
Anyway, now that I'm a bad friend, I appreciate having you on. Where do you see John Bennett in 5 years?
Man. So I actually do map out my 5-year plan.
Is it in the comic book form?
The podcast will have some comic book talk. Also some movie talk. But in 5 years, I want to have a house. I want to have a golden retriever, if you know.
What's his name?
What's that thing? What's the thing they put? INYNK?
If you know, you know. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, like if you know the golden retriever. 3 gyms, one down in the Jersey Shore.
Love that.
The other one I'm going to move to Conchi, so we're going to look around there. That's like big news right there.
Oh, dropping bombs. For like Talking with Tonka exclusive.
Have a Philly Gaines in all 3 of them.
Love that.
And then I'd like the one down the shore. I'd like to like just buy property, have apartments on top or condos, kind of like live there for the summer, or rent it out for the employees, whatever. But that's the goal. My other buddy has some stuff that I want to get. I want to get into business with him for. Talk about that when it's actually happening.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's in 5 years. 5 years, I'll be 44.
5 years.
Come on.
I'm going to be 44.
TRT.
I'll be 46. Oh, God. I just vomited a little. So that's actually really good because I just got a shore house. I rented a shore house with a bunch of my buddies.
Yeah, with the boys. Summer with the boys.
There's going to be girls. There's going to be girls in the house, too.
The kids call it a hot boy summer.
Yeah, and I'm trying to glow up for that. So
you had to glow up, baby.
I know. I'm trying to re-glow up, I should say, because I definitely have gained some weight.
Can you glow down?
Yeah.
Or do you dim?
Yeah, I'm on a dimmer right now, actually. So I need to bring up the dimmer. But so I'm going to be in Sea Isle, and the Attilas down there stinks.
Yeah.
And there's no other gym. The Attilas in Ocean City's nice, so I'm not driving to Ocean City every day. So like, if you could put that gym in Sea Isle, that'd be beneficial.
We would listen. I also attend that gym when I go on vacation, so it's no disrespect to other businesses, no disrespect to other gyms.
I'm hoping they did something in the off season.
I just think you put something in an area where maybe people haven't been pushed in a while. I'm also a big believer in the quote that like a I always get it wrong, but like a rising tide raises all sails, right? So if you know the industry is healthy in a certain area, one, you're going to do well because you know there's a fitness area there. Same thing in this area, right? There's different gyms that are like mine. It doesn't mean that we all can't like
coexist.
Coexist. Also, if healthy competition is there, it's going to force you to be better, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and like rest on my laurels knowing that there's some young buck or another gym that could, attract my members to its place, right? I'm not going to get mad if like a gym moves into where I am, right? I'm just, okay, well, I'm competitive by nature. If anything, like that makes me better at what I'm doing because I'm going to, adapt or survive, evolve or
adapt.
Dude,
Yeah.
Episode 5.
Yeah.
No, like
I know what you're saying.
Evolve or die.
Yeah. You literally have to. And I really appreciate you having you on and all your insight and
T-Rex.
Yeah. Where'd that come from?
Evolved into a chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, that explains the small
Google
arms.
Just think about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it right now. It's freaking me out.
King of the planet.
Oh God! So I figured it was a good way to end it. I appreciate having you on episode 5, talking with Tonka. Right below me on YouTube, you'll see the links for my Instagram, DJ Tonka _. Talking with Tonka, all one word. On the bottom of John's screen, you'll see all 3. John Michael Bennett for his personal one.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, it has some underscores in there. I don't know where they are, but I'll put it on the screen. Then you have Alpha Phlyte Nutrition. Oh, there's some underscores in there as well. And then
Philly _gains Alpha _Phlyte. And listen, Phlyte, because we're close to Philly, right? Alpha Phlyte is like the Canadian version of X-Men.
Oh, okay. I should have asked you where you got that.
Yeah, man. So, but instead of like Phlyte, like Jordan shoes, it's Phlyte like PHLYT because we're from Philly.
Yeah, I love that.
So yeah, Alpha _Phlyte PHLYTE _fitness, probably an underscore after it, but by that time it should auto populate in your search history.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys are pretty big now, so I love watching you grow. I can't wait to continue doing that. Thanks for coming on your birthday and sacrificing the last hour and a half of your life.
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
It's my first podcast ever.
Yeah, I hope to have you back.
I'm terrified.
Okay, thanks for tuning in, everybody. You've been listening to DJ Tonka and John Bennett, episode 5 of Talking with Tonka. Catch you guys next time. Peace.